Hi, good afternoon. My name is Hannah Daniel, and I serve as Policy Manager for the Ethics and Religious Liberty Commission. ERLC is the policy arm of the Southern Baptist Convention, representing the policy interests of about 50,000 churches and congregations and 14 million Southern Baptists across the country. As Southern Baptists, we believe that all people, that all women are made in the image of God. Each woman possesses immeasurable worth, dignity, and value. And we desire to see a world where women have the freedom to thrive in whatever way God has called them. But the Equal Rights Amendment does not achieve those goals. Rather, it pushes us further away from them. The ERA eliminates distinctions based on sex and effectively erases sex-segregated spaces, leaving women vulnerable. As so many others have mentioned, spaces segregated on the basis of sex for reasons of safety and privacy, such as women's shelters and prisons, be viewed as discriminatory and open to biological men. Other areas where sex distinction is important, such as sports or even the military draft, would no longer be able to offer protections to women. In the name of equality, the ERA erases spaces where women have thrived and achieved remarkable things in the last 50 years. Additionally, the ERA would eliminate any federal or state restrictions on abortion. After this historic Dobbs decision this summer, states finally have the opportunity to enact laws that protect life and recognize the dignity of the preborn. Across the country, we've seen dozens of states take bold steps to push back on the evil of abortion. We've seen states do creative work to support vulnerable women and empower mothers to choose life. In this post-Roe moment, that's the type of policy we need. We need laws that protect the preborn and protect the mothers. The ERA does neither of those. The ERA would also trample on the consciences of Americans through eliminating the Hyde Amendment and conscience protections for medical professionals. For nearly 50 years, the Hyde Amendment has saved an estimated 2.4 million lives and has also protected the consciences of millions of American taxpayers who object to their tax dollars being used to fund abortions. Similarly, many medical professionals object to participating in practices and procedures that go against their deeply held religious beliefs, such as abortion, assisted suicide, or gender transition procedures. The ERA eliminates these important religious liberty protections and could mandate that they participate in these procedures which conflict with their religiously informed values. Southern Baptists have long affirmed that God alone is Lord of the conscience. Government has no place in binding the consciences of its citizens and forcing them to choose between their duties as taxpayers, as medical professionals, and their beliefs. Since all the way back in 1978, the SBC has spoken out against extending the deadline for ratification of this harmful amendment. They believed then that the initial ratification extension was, and I quote, an illegal attempt to tamper with our sacred United States Constitution. Now here we are again, 45 years later, and the ERA continues to be a threat to our Constitution, to women, to the preborn, and to the consciences of millions of Americans. Congress must ignore these false promises of equality and progress and firmly oppose the ERA now and always.